OU students learn about the horrors of human trafficking. Campus apartment dwellers get ready for tornado season, and we'll explain why driving around campus is about to become an even greater hassle. This is OU Nightly. It's one of the most unthinkable of all acts, using human beings for profit or other gain. But human trafficking happens all the time. Human beings by the thousands are being kidnapped or coerced to be used and abused.
That's true, even in Oklahoma. In recent years, victims have contacted Oklahoma advocates and law enforcement, hundreds of times resulting in dozens of arrests. And as OU Nightly's Catherine James shows us, OU students are working to raise awareness of this growing problem.
The student-led group Off the Market hosted 2016 Slavery Then and Now, a symposium on human trafficking, a form of modern slavery. It's a major problem in Oklahoma and around the world, and the speakers at this symposium include authors and experts that work closely with human trafficking issues.
They said it legitimizes massage therapy.
We wanted to bring together all of the wonderful efforts that were happening and try to get them all in the same place and say, let's all work together to stop this issue.
According to the National Human Trafficking Resource Center, Oklahoma has seen 257 cases of human trafficking since 2007.
Every one of us has a skill that can contribute to helping to end slavery. There's some people who are going to be the rescuers, who are on the ground, kicking down doors, saving people. But for most of us, that's not the right role for us. We need web designers. We need people who are really good fundraisers. We need people who are great writers. We need people who are in the publishing industry. We need doctors to recognize the signs. We need psychologists to help people get out of it. We need teachers to help prevent it. Every one of us can play a role.
A packed room shows that college students are at least taking notice. Catherine James, OU Nightly.
Another issue of great concern at OU is sexual assault. When we hear the phrase sexual assault, the crime is often associated with heterosexual couples. Recently in Norman and Moore, we've heard of sexual assaults by high school boys on other boys, but we rarely hear of or talk about sexual assaults in the LGBT community. OU professor Joanna Wall says that the training simply isn't there to handle same sexual assault, even though it poses the exact same risk as in the straight community.
I think that a lot of people don't take it seriously. I don't. Same-sex rape, they don't in domestic violence issues either. It's just not taken as seriously. I mean, sexual assault's not taken as seriously as it should be, period. But when it's same-sex, it really kind of, I don't even know that people can process it a lot of times.
Wall says even though awareness is increasing, she doesn't expect significant improvement for many years to come. She encourages victims to visit women's and counseling centers.
With a severe storm season just around the corner, OU is working to show students how to protect themselves. OU Nightly's Chris Hubbard gives us a look at these efforts.
It was a rude awakening for the students living at Tradition Square Apartments, even though the piercing noise was blaring in the late afternoon. Staff of the Emergency Preparedness Department, bullhorns in hand, rousting people from the apartments and directing them to the newly built storm shelters. The first such drill ever here at Traditions West, and a new experience for the people who live here.
I think maybe over at Traditions East, they had a winter party or something in there, and they had come in for that, but none of them had actually had to come over and use it, thinking of it as a shelter.
For most of the people here, it was their first time inside the shelter, an opportunity to become acquainted with the surroundings, and a chance for the staff to identify issues that need attention.
We found a couple of things that we needed to work on. One of the locks was kind of sticking on one of the doors, so one of the students' ID didn't work, and that's why we do drills.
Teal and others know that these are lessons they need to learn now, not during the chaos of an actual tornado. So they'll take the knowledge gathered here and apply it to the next drills, just as the people who live here will use their experience to keep them and their families safe from the coming storms. Chris Hubbard, OU Nightly.
The emergency preparedness staff found Traditions West residents to be involved and engaged during the drill.
And we have the potential that there is those tornadoes out there. We're right around spring. But what's going on right now? Well, it is warm. It is beautiful out there, 70 degrees across most of the state, but it's also windy. So what does that mean? We got the fire danger. Red flag warning until 7 o'clock tonight. That's for all of western Oklahoma. You can see even part of northern Oklahoma there. Avoid that outdoor burning. Don't want to start any wildfires. Want to avoid that. So where are we going tonight? Well, we will be cooling off rather quickly. 57 at 8, 52 by 10, 49 at midnight. And the winds will be dropping off right after as the sun goes down, so that fire danger will kind of go away once the sun goes down tonight. So what are we talking about? Well, we do have the fire danger. Will it last this weekend? I'll let you know. What about Saturday? What's it going to be like? It looks like it's going to be great according to this. And then severe weather. Have the potential for severe weather coming up on Monday, Sunday, and Tuesday of next week. I'll have all the details of when and where that's going to happen. That's it. Back over here. Back to you guys.
Great. Thank you. The City of Norman wants to hear from residents on a renovation project for East 24th Avenue. Residents voted to approve the renovation project last November. The City of Norman held a public meeting last night to get community feedback on the project to widen the street. Developers say East 24th will be widened from 2 to 4 lanes between Lindsay Avenue and Robinson Street.
Growth corridor, which is really why the project is needed. Traffic is increasing quickly. More accidents are happening. We don't have bike paths. We don't have sidewalk.
You can find the full presentation from last night's meeting online at www.normanok.gov.
Federal and local officers have arrested all 3 suspects believed to be involved in a deadly home invasion. Xavier Hollins, Nicholas Adkins, and Brian Robert Deere are being held on charges ranging from burglary to murder. They're accused in the February 13th assault on a rural Cleveland County residence. During that attack, the homeowner shot and killed one of those suspects. The homeowner told investigators his wife hid in the closet while he retrieved the gun and defended their home.
The charges against the deceased former Chesapeake Energy CEO Aubrey McClendon could be dismissed. The Antitrust Division of the U.S. Attorney's Office filed a motion to dismiss charges against him. McClendon was indicted on Tuesday on charges of conspiring to rig bids for oil and natural gas leases in Oklahoma. McClendon died Wednesday in a fiery single-vehicle crash in Oklahoma City.
Still ahead on OU Nightly, North Korea is ordered to ready nuclear weapons.
Plus, a new discovery at the home of O.J. Simpson brings new evidence to the already closed case. Gas prices are starting to rise for spring, but you could still save at the pump. The national average price per gallon continues to rise after 8 consecutive days. Experts predict prices will continue to rise another 30 cents by June. Despite these increases, gas is still cheaper than it was this time last year. The U.S. Energy Department estimates the average household will save $320 because of cheaper gas this year.
The U.S. Marshal Service wants people to be aware of a scam involving people claiming to be court officers. They tell people they owe court fines and then make arrangements to pay them. The Marshal Service never contacts people in that manner and says if you get a call like that, call the police.
Donald Trump took some heavy hits during last night's GOP debate in Michigan, and today he's decided not to attend a big conservative conference. OU Nightly's Devin Gadberry has more.
Yes, Anna, Donald Trump will not speak at the Conservative Political Action Conference, one of the largest annual gatherings of prominent conservatives. Trump's campaign says he will attend rallies in Kansas and Florida instead. The American Conservative Union, a sponsor of the CPAC, tweeted its disappointment, saying his choice sends a clear message to conservatives. And besides withdrawing from the CPAC, Trump reversed his controversial statement from last night's debate. He now says he would not kill the families of terrorists. And North Korea continues to flex its military muscle despite sanctions from the United Nations. North Korea's state news called the sanctions unprecedented and gangster-like, and that the country's nuclear warheads need to be ready at any time. And a knife reportedly found on O.J. Simpson's former estate adds a new twist to the infamous murder trial. An ex-police officer received the knife in the 1990s from a construction worker and held onto it until recently. The knife is currently being examined by forensic experts, but regardless of the test, nothing is likely to change.
But it's my understanding from being a police officer for nearly 30 years that double jeopardy would be in place here. So we could not charge Mr. Simpson with the homicides that he's already been charged with because he's been acquitted.
Simpson is serving time in Nevada for a 2008 armed robbery and kidnapping conviction. That's what's happening around the world. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Devin.
Still ahead on OU Nightly, it might be worthwhile to do a little spring cleaning.
$1 million could depend on it.
All right, welcome back to OU Nightly. I'm Jordan Overton with a look at our weather. So live look outside right now in Norman, and we are looking around. Looks like we don't have that right now, but look at what we got going on. High pressure in our area, so dry weather, not very much going on. That means there's a fire danger, but we're watching this system right over there off the coast. It's moving in now. It's bringing a lot of rain to Washington and Oregon and California there. That's going to move to our area on Sunday and Monday of next week. That means that we might have some severe weather. So let's look at this here. Sunday, right out in western Oklahoma, we're going to have a dry line. Could be a few storms that could develop along that dry line, which might give us a potential for severe weather. So mainly Woodward, Elk City, you guys down there. Could be some severe weather. Again, isolated tornado threat, damaging winds, and large hail. Now, Monday, that is the day we need to watch for Norman. So Norman is in the zone for potentially some severe weather on Monday. That includes Oklahoma City. Again, that dry line that's out there in the west is going to start to move in our direction. Once again on Monday afternoon, we'll see more storms develop along that dry line. And these, again, could have isolated tornado threat, large hail, damaging winds. Here's a look at those threats. So strong winds and large hail is our biggest concern. But there is an isolated tornado threat that we will not leave out. So keep watching it on Monday at 4:30. We'll have another update looking at that. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep you guys updated on that. So anyway, today we're looking at 70s. It is great outside. Spring is here. It's feeling like it. We've got 70s all across the area tonight. We will drop off into the 40s. We've got 43 for Norman. Not too bad, really. We are above normal, and the winds will be right around the south at about maybe 5 to 10 miles an hour. Not really too much going on. Tomorrow, we're looking at 48 to start off your day, 66 by noon, 71 by 4. It's going to be a great day. Get outside, enjoy it. It's going to be fantastic. Light winds, not much to worry about. There's those highs across the state, so we'll have 70s across most of the area. Normal is 59, so we are going to be above normal for this time of year. And then the extended forecast. So Saturday is going to be great. Sunday, the 69, there's that chance for showers and thunderstorms. That's mainly for southwestern Oklahoma. Then Monday, 60% chance. That's when we're looking at the potential for severe weather there, so we're going to be keeping an eye on that. Tuesday, that system kind of starts to move out. Could see some leftover rain showers, maybe a rumble of thunder or two, but we're not expecting any severe weather on Tuesday. Then we'll get a little bit of a break as we go on to Wednesday and Thursday of next week. And then Friday and Saturday, another system moves in that might potentially have some rain, maybe even a few thunderstorms there. We'll keep an eye on it, but we'll wait till it gets here to see what happens there.
I mean, I can say I hate the severe weather, but it's really good that the camp is preparing for this, being in the heart of Tornado Alley and everything.
All right, it's coming, and we need the rain. It's been kind of dry, so we do need some rain.
Lots of fire watches.
Don't want the drought to come back.
Well, thanks, Jordan. With just the right amount of luck, a little spring cleaning could set up a grand slam. While cleaning the house of a deceased relative, an anonymous family found not 1, not 2, not 3, but 7 perfectly preserved baseball cards of the legendary Detroit Tigers outfielder Ty Cobb. These cards were printed in the 20th century, and appraisers are saying that the best preserved of these cards could easily be sold for more than $1 million.
That's great. I would love that.
$1 million for 7 cards, and it's just in his house like that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
What would you do if you just found that?
Ooh, I'd pay for school.
Oh, don't blame you there. That's it for news this Friday night, but don't leave just yet. Big Friday Sports is on deck.
The OU men's basketball team is playing their last game of the regular season tomorrow. How does the team look with March Madness just days away? Hunter?
Not great right now, Anna, but they have a chance to catch some momentum tomorrow. Buddy and company close out the regular season, and we'll have the preview next on Big Friday Sports.
Welcome aboard. He's Hunter McKee. I'm Carson Williams, and this is OU Nightly's Big Friday Sports. Today we've got a look at the women's basketball quest at a Big 12 tourney title. Baseball is in LA, and a crazy high school basketball finish, Hunter.
But first we begin with the OU basketball team playing in their last game of the regular season against the Horned Frogs of TCU. The Sooners hope this matchup is as much of a laugher as the first one about a month ago. Just ask Kevin Durant. It's key that the Sooners learn to finish. That's been their biggest fault the past 2 games, giving up chunks of points in the fourth quarter. Despite that, though, head coach Lon Kruger has found a silver lining.
End is in sight, and now the guys, like, energy picks up, and not just here, but everywhere. And so like where we're at, like our energy, like our the thoughts that we have right now, and most importantly, our guys understand how tough, the challenge ahead will be.
The rest of the league also wraps up their regular season. Tonight, the Cowboys visit the Longhorns. Tomorrow, Baylor hosts West Virginia. K-State is at Texas Tech, and the Jayhawks finish at home against Iowa State. A Sooners win and a Mountaineers loss gives OU the number 2 seed in the upcoming Big 12 tournament.
Speaking of Big 12 tournaments, the 5th-seeded OU women's team will begin their quest for a conference tournament title tomorrow morning. The Sooners will take on the number 4 seed Oklahoma State Cowgirls at 11 a.m. inside the Chesapeake Energy Arena in downtown OKC.
And the women's gymnastics team takes on Arizona tonight at the Lloyd Noble Center. It's senior night for 5 ladies. The number 1 ranked Sooners are 18-1 on the season, taking on a Wildcat team ranked 18th. The match will begin at 6:45.
And a big matchup for the top-ranked men's gymnastics team tomorrow as they host the 2nd-ranked Stanford Cardinal. This will mark the 2nd time in as many years the Sooners will host the number 2 team while ranked number 1.
Meanwhile, the baseball team is in LA for the Dodger Stadium Classic this weekend. They'll face USC, UCLA, and Mississippi State. It'll be a tall task for the Sooners as all 3 opponents are in the top 25.
But when they get back to Norman next week, they'll continue their first season on a new home turf. Lindy Simpson joins us with more on that. Lindy?
The OU baseball program has switched from a natural grass field to turf. Construction started back in October, and now the field is being used for this season. Sooners fans should see a bit of a difference from the old field.
It's a 90-day install. Unless the weather's super bad, we're going to be on this thing every day. And you can go all over the field and there'll be no wear and tear. The infield love it, the pitchers love it because the ball stays true. And I would say it's easier for them, with the exception of it might be a little fast right now. Outfield definitely, the ball checks up, it bounces. The ball near the warning track will bounce pretty high. We can adjust those things though. You can slow our surface down according to the style of play that we want, and that's another advantage of AstroTurf. Our goal is to get this surface to play like natural grass, and there's some adjustment and there's a growth period to get to that. Right now it's playing a little fast. We'll bring AstroTurf back in, and they'll implant some more rubber in the surface, which will slow it down. And
The Sooners, they're 3-2 on the new field, so they play 4 at home next week, so we'll soon know how well they like it.
That's
cool.
great.
Good,
Thanks, Lindy. Coming up on Big Friday Sports, we take a look at the softball team's upcoming slate of games, and the Thunder took on Golden State for the 2nd time in 2 weeks. Stay with us. Welcome back to OU Nightly's Big Friday Sports. So, Carson, the OU softball team has a couple big games coming up.
That's right, Hunter. After spending the first 3 weeks on the road, the Oklahoma softball team returns to Norman for a doubleheader against Dartmouth. The Sooners played a bunch of ranked opponents, and it's making a difference with the young team.
It's a completely different team from what I see the first day to where we are now. Freshmen have become fearless. Upperclassmen have become better leaders. And I think everybody's just settling in and realizing when they play with freedom, they can do a lot of things. So the fear factor is over, and now they're a completely different look that's very tough to beat.
And the OKC Thunder fall short, losing their 5th out of the last 7. Yikes. And there's the man, Steph Curry, and dribbling away like he always does, and the wannabe men, Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. We start in the 3rd, the Thunder up 7, Ibaka misses the 3. And Maurice Speets throws it down the court to Draymond Green for the dunk. And in the 4th, the Thunder up 5, Russell Westbrook drives, stops, and then lays it in while drawing the foul, the Thunder within 2. But that's the closest it will get down the stretch, as Steph, being the man, drains a 3. How does he do it so often as Golden State sweeps the season series against OKC?
Well, Hunter, that about wraps it up for us. Thank you guys for joining us on OU Nightly's Big Friday Sports today.
Have a great night.
Good night.
I'm Jim Puma, and this is an OU TV weather brief. Well, we're talking severe weather coming up for the first part of next week, but first let's take a look at what we can expect for your weekend time frame. For tonight, looking at temperatures in the 40s out there, 43 in Oklahoma City and Norman, 45 in Ardmore, and 41 in Woodward. So northwestern Oklahoma, it's going to be a cold one, but no matter where you are, you're going to need to have the heaters on for this evening. Now for tomorrow, though, highs in the 70s, well above our average for this time of year at 59 degrees, 71 in Oklahoma City, 70 in Tulsa, and 69 in Woodward. So the first part of the weekend is going to be nice, looking at sunny conditions for your Saturday, but Sunday, that's when those rain chances will move in. We're looking at just rain for your Sunday time frame, but Monday is where we're looking at the potential for some severe weather. The Storm Prediction Center here in Norman has put out a outlook for Monday. So when you're 4 days out and they put out an outlook for severe weather, you know it has the potential to be a very big day out there. So definitely want to be weather aware as you go into your Monday evening time frame. We have a dry line setting up out in western Oklahoma. This will be the trigger for storms as it marches across the state Monday evening time frame. Now for your 7-day forecast, looking at Saturday, 71 degrees under abundant sunshine. Then those rain chances coming in here for Monday, 69, 66 for your Tuesday time frame. Look at that, 60s coming for the rest of the week, and those rain chances sticking with us. I'm Jim Puma, and this has been OU TV Weather Brief. Have a great night.
This is an OU TV News Brief. I'm Sammy Steele. Federal and local officers have arrested all 3 suspects believed to be involved in last month's deadly home invasion. During the attack, the Cleveland County homeowner told investigators his wife hid in a closet while he retrieved a gun and defended their home, killing one of the suspects. And here on campus, severe storm season is just around the corner. Students living at Tradition Square Apartments had the opportunity to get acquainted with the newly built storm shelters. This is in hopes of avoiding chaos during an actual tornado. And the City of Norman held a public meeting last night to get community feedback on the project to widen East 24th Street. Developers say East 24th will go from 2 to 4 lanes between Lindsay Avenue and Robinson Street. You can find the full presentation from last night's meeting online at www.normanok.gov. This has been an OU TV News Brief. I'm Sammy Steele. Good night.
This is an OU TV Sports Brief. I'm Lindy Simpson. Sooners hoops head down to Fort Worth this weekend to play the TCU Horned Frogs. The last time these two played, OU came out on top with a 95-72 win. The Sooners hope to keep up the momentum as they close out the regular season. The game is Saturday at noon. Women's gymnastics are taking on Arizona tonight at the Lloyd Noble Center. It's senior night for 5 ladies. The number 1 ranked Sooners are 18th and 1 in the season. For the third time in the last 4 games, Oklahoma City Thunder lost a 4th quarter lead. This time it was the Golden State Warriors on the road. The Thunder led by as many as 9 points in the 3rd quarter before Steph Curry and his mates got hot down the stretch. The Warriors won at 121-106. Since the All-Star break, the Thunder have won 2 and lost 6. Golden State record of the year is 55-5. This was an OU TV Sports Brief. I'm Lindy Simpson. Good night.